Hey world, it's Tobo. It is October the 4th of 2014, and welcome back to the party. As you can tell, I'm trying out a new look for the cast, which is very exciting. If you'll notice, I have my little transparent overlay here. It says Tobo TV. You can put my hand in it, you can still see my hand, and you can still see the Tobo TV. Very exciting stuff. I've been wanting to do this for a while to match the new art. There are a couple of things that I want to tweak, but I figured this would be a fantastic test run for the show's new art, I suppose. There's a new scoreboard as well. That's the main thing I want to be tweaking. But this is going to be a good little test run for it, as I've said. So, today, we are going to be casting Drawnonward versus Magician, which is going... I started this cast once before. We did the Courtyard 2 sets, games, I mean. And then... hey, Vernas. Apparently, he's very happy about me being careful with the music. Thanks, Vernas. So, I know the VODs are important to a lot of people, so I try to be careful with them. Anyway, started casting the set once before, got through the Courtyard 2 games, and then my internet crashed. So we're going to try to make sure that doesn't happen again, starting things off with 10 games on Balcony, and then 10 games on New High Rise. That's the plan going forward. I guess all the housekeeping there really is at this point is that you guys probably know, considering you're here, the show is now starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern as a regular thing instead of 8, because at around 8:30 my internet starts doing very weird things. So the hope is that will not happen now. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's step into things. Balcony is going to be the game type we're starting things off on, with Drawnonward on the Spy, Magician on the Sniper, Standard Mission Set, and away we go. There's a new scoreboard. What do you think of that? Oh, I just realized something. I still have these on, so... There, I fixed it. That's the new scoreboard. It's... Yeah, this is correct. That was awkward. Alright, cool. Warning track, hello. So, starting things off with a very fast 51% on the flirt coming out of Drawnonward. I don't think he's in range for the 49 here, although... it doesn't really matter as he picks up the white test on the second talk anyways. He's still got 1 minute and 15 left to play. Already at 80% on the flirt. This is a fantastic start that way. Green test on the banana bread is a huge start, but the shot comes off anyways. For a nice, quick one game for Magician. Actually, Sharper did not do this. This was me and Google Images and Photoshop. So... awesome. Don't adore the watermark. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I figured it would be better than just having the completely opaque, like, little boxy image at the bottom. I figured this was a little bit nicer. So yeah, Drawnonward coming out to a quick loss, actually. It was Magician who won that game. So, yes, Magician getting ready to step into the spiral here on Balcony. Once again, it's going to be the standard 3 missions. And apparently, okay, I was worried about, because Magician looked like he got misclick highlight, and I was a little bit nervous about maybe him staying like that, but looks like that's not actually going to wind up happening.
Banana bread.
Nice quick green banana bread coming off. Drawnonward already has 2 lowlights. The one big one on the drink take was quite nice as well. So, Magician does wind up picking up a highlight here. There's the bug. There's the shot. I'm pretty sure that's what that's exactly what the highlight was for. I think the idea behind that, I'm not 100% on this, but I think the idea there was to highlight in order to better see the hand if it goes out, and it wound up working like a charm for Drawnonward there. So, Drawn, stepping back into the spiral again. It's 1-1. Magician on the sniper. And Drawnonward starting this particular game, hanging out at the window. Unfortunately, was not able to find a spot next to the seduction target to get some good flirts going. But it won't be bad. It just won't be as good as it could have been. A flirt's a flirt, though. Very slow start from Drawnonward here. Not even having taken his first flirt. Lots of no talking. And it was actually a considerable amount of no talk in that conversation, which was bad, but wasn't too detrimental considering the number of people who were in conversation. Drawnonward still hasn't done anything. Like at all. He's walked into the conversation, and then just now he's picked up a green banana bread to induce a shot. That's exactly what happens. A little bit of an odd game there from Drawnonward, but it definitely worked for him, so that's a quick game for Drawnonward there. Let's see if Magician can answer back. So Magician starting things off at the window, able to find a spot next to the seduction target to get things started. That must have been a hallucinated bug. I cannot think of any other reason the shot would have come that quickly and that decisively. And on the wrong person. Must have been a hallucinated bug. That's the only thing I can imagine having happened there. But that does tie things up 2-2. As Drawnonward steps back into the spiral. That new corner logo. Hi, Drawn! How are you? It's not just a new corner logo. I've got a new scoreboard, and I've also got the new overlay. So, I just answered your question. I answered it before it even arrived in chat. Alright, cool. So, you, my friend, stepping back into the spiral on balcony. It's currently 2-2 with Magician on the sniper. Let's see how this goes.
Banana bread.
Super fast green banana bread coming off the top. Couple of false highlights for Magician and a 34% flirt as well. That is a very solid start coming out of Drawnonward there. Magician may have a little bit of ground to make up here, as far as this game is concerned. Ooh, big highlight on Drawnonward there. I'm not really sure what that was for, but it could wind up being pretty big. And the shot comes off as well. What? Okay, I'm gonna have another look at that because I'm confused. So, looking at this from sniper view, it does look like he's jammed in there somewhat strangely. It's a sip of his drink. Picks up a highlight. There was a slight animation cut before the drink. Ooh, finishes his drink. Don't know. I do not know what that shot was for. But Magician was wizard for a moment there. So, Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of that other than Magician did something amazing. There you go. So he's going to step into the spiral. Drawnonward on the sniper. Drawnonward said he thought there was a gulp that happened, and there was not a gulp. He just thought there was. So that's a thing. This is not the best position to start things off of him. He's already highlit because this is not a very good position as far as the conversation goes. He was able to pick up a quick 34% on the flirt, though. As everyone steps into conversation, the banana bread comes off. It is a white test. Man, these shots are coming out fast. These shots are coming out really fast. So, it's 3-3. Drawnonward stepping into the spiral. This has been a very unusual balcony set, but as Drawn steps back into the spiral, let's see what happens here. So, pretty good position to start things off, considering we don't know where the section target's going to land. Unfortunately, the 50-50 chance, selection target chose wrong, so that's unfortunate. Not going to be a very good flirt here if he goes for it. A white test on the banana bread, though, so that's a little bit unfortunate. It gets highlight for the talk before the banana bread even came up. So, the highlight, the white BB, nothing on the flirt yet. This is not looking very good for Drawn so far. And man, the spies have really been getting shut down more than usual on balcony. Usually it's a fairly even distribution on this map, but it's just not happening for either of these spies today. And Drawnonward looks like he's having a bit of a rough go at this himself. Going for some briefcase, that's a cool little move, although I think that was, at the round Toby, was not the best of ideas. Quick turnaround there. Winds up hanging out at the window. Time is running very short, and Drawnonward is going to have to find a bug here if he wants to finish on missions. Had a possibility there, but as the ambassador steps away, I think he's going to go for this. Here it is. There's the bug. It's a little bit obvious as the arm clips through the body. And Magician does indeed get the shot off with plenty of time to spare. So that's a thing. Yeah. Spies just having a really difficult go of this one. As Magician steps back into the spiral once again. Drawnonward on the sniper. Yes. Asker. Good bug! Good bug. I think Magician went for a bug into conversation there, but was not quite in range for it to come off. White BB comes off as well. The highlight is in place, I think, for the bug. It didn't work. So, a little bit of an odd situation here. Ambassador steps right back in the same position again. We'll pick up 34% on the flirt off of our good friend Grimsworth Buckswoggle. But again, that early bug attempt, I think, is going to wind up causing some fairly significant problems for Mr. Onward. Sorry, for Magician. Mr. Onward is our sniper. And I want to have another look at that after this game to see how visible it was from the sniper's point of view. In range for another pretty good flirt. He's going to have to pick it up soon because there's only 40 seconds left to play. That's not a lot of time for two flirts. Only hitting the white here, 68% is where it's going to be. Drawnonward narrowing down his suspects fairly successfully at that. But the shot comes off on the wrong guy, and suddenly Magician actually goes up a set. Now, let's have another look at that bug real fast. That came pretty close to the beginning. Let's go under sniper view here. Watch as Magician enters the conversation next to the seduction target. He tries to get a bug through the body of Buckswoggle. There it is, right there. A valiant effort, but it does not come off. Let's have another look at that from the spy side of view. Point of view, I mean. It looked like the highlight was for the, it looked like the highlight was for the path in, actually, rather than the bug attempt. And I don't think he actually saw the bug attempt, because you could definitely see the arm going out there. So I'm pretty sure he'd highlight and then started looking at something else while that arm went out. But yes, Magician is able to pick up the win there. 5-3 in his favor. It's the exception of the sniper side of things. Drawnonward on the spy for his last time on the balcony this evening. Let's see if he can try to pull these two games back in his favor. Tie things up going into new high-rise. Starts things out with the white banana bread. That is not the start here. Oh, God! Huh? Alright. Let's investigate.
Banana bread.
Oh, the stop talk! Oh, no! That's... okay. So Drawnonward picking up a win there. So that's what that was. Last game of Balcony for the evening. Drawnonward on the sniper. Magician on the spy. Drawn has a chance to tie things up here. Let's see how this goes. Magician on the spy, looking to hold on to his 2-point lead. The white banana bread is not going to be the start he was looking for. Picking up a quick highlight on both him and the seduction target, as Magician picks up his first flirt for 34%. Other than that, Magician playing fairly slowly. I'd like to see him step away from conversation fairly soon, because we're nearing that time right around the 1 minute to 40-second mark where spies love leaving conversation. Takes a drink. 1 minute left to play. Might be able to get a quick flirt before he steps away. Does indeed pick up the green test there, up to 68%. That could be pretty massive, because if he can pick up a close white, he's done the flirt. And quite likely done the game as well. Gets re-highlight there. He did get neutral lit for a moment, but it didn't last. Steps back into conversation. Oh no, section target steps away. Due to the way that the conversation is laid out, wherever section target steps back in, he should be able to still hit the close white. Section target is indeed kind. There's the flirt coming off. Countdown is underway. Can Drawnonward get the shot? It does not look like he's even thinking about it at this point. And Magician able to hold on to his lead. 6-4 as we step in to new high rise. So, that was a very unusual set of balcony games. It was fun. It was definitely fun, but there were a lot of very strange things happening, which is probably one of the reasons it was as fun as it was. But for the time being, let's get into new high rise. It's going to be Drawnonward on the spy. Magician on the sniper. The game type is going to be any 3 of 5. So, with Drawn on the spy, the missions are going to be Bug, Swap, Seduce, Purloin, and Fingerprint. Okay. That's odd. So, he's guaranteeing that he's going to have to do at least one hard tell. Let's see how Drawn plays this. Ooh, stepping in as Papa Danger. Keep in mind, he's got that incredibly invisible cane hand bug and tries to make use of it there as he went for a bug super early on. Does not come off, but he is able to grab a quick green test Purloin. This could be a massive start for Drawn. Taft is going to take that drink. I don't think Magician knows. Now he knows that the guest list is gone. But does he know who grabbed it? Taft does take a big highlight. So, extremely solid start for Drawnonward. Even able to pick up a fingerprint while he was at it. This is a brilliant start for him. Despite the fact that he missed... despite the fact that he missed that first bug, it was cane hand, so... that's almost impossible to see anyways. Does pick up his first flirt. It is going to be a white test at a bit of a distance for 27%. So, he is going to need a green test if he's going to 3-flirt. Because, if you'll recall, the highest percentage you can get from a close white test is 34%. Quick reject on the drink. And what is the plan for Drawn? He's got plenty of time. What he'd like to do... picks up another white test on the flirt, so... unless he can pick up a green for the third, he's going to have to go for a fourth. Seduce. Now, what I think the plan is for Drawn here is to find a very inconspicuous second fingerprint, preferably off of a drink. Although the Ambassador does not seem to be cooperating on that front. Would love to finish up his seduction here. Doesn't look like he's willing to go for it, though. Does manage to get the fingerprint off the drink like he wanted. So Drawnonward is in a pretty good position, assuming he can get these flirts done. He's chasing the seduction target now. Oh, no! Gets caught on Toby for a second. That could have been terrible, but it does not look like Magician caught him on it. It is going to be another white test. So with 45 seconds left to play, he is indeed going to need one more flirt to finish this up. That is very doable, especially with this distance, and the flirtation cooldown is already expired. So with 30 seconds left to play, all he needs is a flirt. Not highlight or anything. Drawnonward is in a very solid position here, assuming he can pick up this last test. And that's going to be exactly the opportunity he needs as he steps in for that final seduce. This should be the game for Drawnonward. And indeed, it is. Very well played there. And now, as he steps into the sniper role, he does have a fairly big chance to tie things up here. Magician stepping into the spiral with, once again, bug, swap, seduce, purloin, fingerprint. I think this may be just like an experiment that Drawnonward and Magician are doing, because again, this is a casual set, so the current meta need not apply, but it's unusual. It's very much unusual. I think it's something they've agreed upon, though, so the unusualness will be going both ways. Drawnonward, though, was able to make very, very good work of these very odd mission set. Let's see if Magician can do the same thing. Drawnonward saying in chat he prefers A3-5 over A4 of anything on this map. I haven't honestly played enough of both game types to know which one I like better. Currently it's any 4 of something just because I'm more comfortable with it, but... Ooh! A big attempt at a bug stepping away from the window there from Magician does not quite come off. I had to step away a tad too soon. Does pick up a highlight for it as well. It was a brilliant little maneuver, but it just did not wind up working out for him the way he would like. And Drawnonward here in a pretty good position to tie things up. Picks up his second flirt here for 68%. Good night, Drawnonward. Thanks for coming out. Have a good evening. But with only 2 minutes and 15 left to play, and not much done other than those 2 flirts, he's still got plenty of time, but the pressure is starting to make itself apparent. It does pick up his first fingerprint off the green bookcase, though, so that's a nice little move there. Might wind up being very beneficial in the future, but he takes the bullet stepping into the statues. So Drawnonward does indeed manage to tie things up with a nice little display there. I need to go to the washroom real quick, so I will be right back. I won't be long, but until such a time as I return, I'll throw this up. Like that. That works. See you guys in a moment. And I'm back. So, sorry about that. Where were we? We were at New High Rise. Drawnonward just managed to tie things up 6-6 with a couple of quick games over Magician. As he's getting ready to step into the spiral here, maybe able to pick up another one. We'll see if this weird mission type continues. As Magician steps into the spiral, it does indeed. So, Bug, Swap, Seduce, Purloin, Fingerprint is the mission set. Let's see how this goes. Stepping into things here with Drawn on the spy. and Magician on the Sniper. Drawnonward, starting things off at the window, going for a quick briefcase grab for the early fingerprint, actually, which is interesting. Does wind up setting it right back down again. Again, a solid little start from Drawnonward. Usually don't see many people briefcasing quite that early on, but having that early fingerprint done is going to make him much more comfortable going into the rest of this game. Now remember, the dog hand bug in conversation is an incredibly obvious bug on this character. So, hopefully, Mr. Onward is not going to have to resort to that. But he doesn't have a whole lot done at this point. 2 minutes and 15 left to play, and just the one fingerprint. Drawn playing this very slowly, which is perfectly understandable. Now he steps in the conversation looking for his first flirt. Not the closest positioning here, but still definitely workable. Hits the white test for 30%, which is not going to be enough to get him a 3 flirt, because... Ooh, actually, does wind up picking up a green purloin here. So, that could be very big indeed. As he steps over to the bookcase for, I think, a fingerprint? Yes, indeed it is. So, as the guest list gets purloined, the fingerprint comes off, and suddenly Drawn is in a very nice position if he can pick up a pair of fairly fast flirts here. With one of them being green, how is this going to go? Doesn't want to wait too long. Does not hit the green on that, 64%. And keep in mind, 34 is the best you can do off a close white, so if he doesn't hit a green test on his next flirt, he is in a difficult situation. How is Drawnonward going to play this? Rotation cooldown has expired. 35 seconds left to play. Oh no! The seduction target goes for the briefcase! Winds up putting it back down. And takes a bullet for it. Drawnonward winds up with a very scary victory there. Could have been terrible. Wound up being absolutely fine. So, able to pick up a quick game over Magician. That's 3 in a row for Drawnonward. Let's see if he can keep this going as he steps into the sniper role. With Magician on the spy. Once again, in new high-rise with Bug, Swap, Seduce, Purloin, Fingerprint. I'm quite enjoying seeing this game type. It's unusual, but it's a lot of fun so far. Lots of stuff going on at Green Books. Particularly notable, the Ambassador. So, Magician might wind up going fairly close to bookcase here. Assuming no one else takes the spot first. It doesn't look like they're going to. Magician, though, started things off pretty strongly with a 38% flirt. Now stepping away. Looked like he wanted that green book, but it's after the General and then Miss Frizzle. No, Miss Frizzle was actually briefcasing, not going for the book. So he winds up going for the fingerprint and green swaps while he's at it. That could be utterly massive. And it's going to be a difficult test on the fingerprint here at the bookcase. Does he hit it? Oh, he does! That's going to wind up being massive for Magician. Very good restraint on the bug there. That's a very tempting one to go for, but Drawnonward was on it like a hawk. Magician knew this and did not wind up right-clicking on that. Picks up a quick, close white test on the flirt, up to 82%, and this is looking absolutely fantastic for our friend Magician. A very, very solid game for him so far. All he has to do is finish it off with one more flirt. Playing nice and slowly. He knows he's got time. Doesn't have to do anything rash. Still has a minute and 15 to pick up that one flirt. Would probably like to get it on the cooldown. There's the flirtation cooldown expiring. But the shot comes off either way. And Magician ties things up at 7. That was an absolutely brilliantly played game for Magician. Green test on the swap was a tad scary because statue swaps are a tad scary. But you gotta do a hard tell sometime, and you need to keep your opponents honest with that swap. Very well played from Magician indeed. It's 7-7 as Drawnonward steps back into the spiral. Magician on the sniper. Once again, this weird, unusual game type. I'm actually very much enjoying this game type. I really am. Ooh, big wrong arm bug stepping away from the window there. Does not look like it was caught. That is a very big start from Drawnonward. It was a very risky play. But it looks like it paid off in spades. And not only that, but a 51% on the flirt. This could be absolutely massive for Drawnonward. Playing things slowly, as Mr. Onward is wont to do. Hasn't gotten any fingerprints yet, although there's going to be a fair bit available over by the blue bookcase in a moment. Picks up another white test. Picks up a white test flirt here to 74%. One more flirt. And very nearly any flirt will finish this up. Is going to step into the bookcase to get his first fingerprint with 2 minutes left to play. But this is still looking quite good for Drawnonward, as he already has that hard tell done. Stepping back into conversation, looking for a flirt. It did not wind up happening, as the section target did wind up stepping away from that. Briefcase is down, so when the ambassador steps away, he might wind up getting his last fingerprint off of that. The big drink take, though, off the ambassador. Finishes up his flirt here as well, and goes for the drink. This should be a game for Drawnonward. There's the take. There's the fingerprint. Countdown is underway, and he's not even highlight at this point in time. A very solidly played game from Drawnonward. I want to back up a little bit, have a look at this bug from the sniper point of view. Magician zoomed in. Here's the step away. That was actually pretty invisible. Let's watch this in slow motion here. So we see the step away. There's one moment where it's a little bit right there. That's the only moment where it's a little bit obvious, but if you're not looking for it, and especially considering most of it's behind that plant, this is a very, very nice bug there that happened. So, Big win for Drawn. And Magician, once again, a little bit behind on things. So, Drawnonward in the lead here. Magician down 7-8. He steps into the spiral. Yeah. Let's see what he can do with this. I'm really enjoying this game type. It's a lot of fun to cast. I'm a little bit surprised that snipers aren't paying a little bit more attention to fingerprints, though. Anyways, Magician's starting things out quite slowly. The pathing problem coming through those statues there, but does not get caught out for it, I don't think. So, here he goes, stepping in for his first flirt. Does hit a nice close green there for 51%. Pretty solid start. Might be able to pick up his first fingerprint at the blue bookcase fairly shortly as well. Ooh, green test purloin coming off from Magician. Let's watch this, see what the reject chain is like. Oh no, it gets taken by a suspected double agent. Does Drawnonward know it? I don't think he does. Now he does! Probably. But does he know where it came from? Lowlights coming off. Lowlights, lowlights, lowlights. Cooldown expired. The 2 flirt comes off from Magician. All he needs now are his fingerprints. Blue bookcase is still hot, and that's where he's headed. He's not yet highlight, though. Takes the big lowlight at the bookcase on the fingerprint, and this should be Magician's game. There's really not a whole lot Drawnonward can do to defend against this at this point, considering he's taken a miss lowlight from the purloin. This really should be Magician's game. The lowlight was a little bit unfortunate coming out of Drawnonward. Drawn, not one that usually gets miss lowlights. Doesn't have the kind of playstyle where you expect it to happen. But it did here, as Magician finishes up the fingerprint and the game manages to tie things up at 8 with 4 games left to play. This is a very close set. I'm really enjoying this. So, Drawnonward, getting ready to step into the spiral here. Coming to the close of the match. Let's see how he plays this with Magician on the sniper in this, quite frankly, extremely unusual game type. Able to pick up an early bug in the massive mess of traffic jam that was the time of chaos for this game. That's a huge pickup for Drawn. And there goes Magician's best chance at pulling this one off. It's still very doable. It just became a heck of a lot harder as Drawnonward steps in to begin his flirtation. Magician, what he has to do is really guard on the fingerprints. Does have 3 highlights at this point. So, Ambassador stepping into the statue to make that a hot spot for fingerprint, if he wants to get that eventually. Before he goes for any sort of shenaniganry as far as the statue goes, he's going to step in for a quick seduce, up to 85%. 2 minutes and 10 left to play. The bug done. Most of the flirt done. No highlight. This is going to be incredibly difficult for Magician. It's almost Drawnonward's game unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong. It's pretty much his game to lose at this point. Even takes the low light. And at this point, I think Magician is just about done on this game. Drawnonward able to get a fingerprint off the drink. I believe that statue is still hot for fingerprint. He wants to go for that. Seduce is done. Drawnonward with no idea he's taken a low light at this point. He has no reason to believe he has. Stepping in to the window. Quick sip of the drink. I still find that straw a tad hilarious. And now, steps into the statue, finishes off the drink, and picks up his final fingerprint at the statue for a low-lit victory from Drawnonward. Now, Magician very much is the kind of person who will get the occasional miss low light. It's a very, what's the word? I guess behavioralist style of sniping. So missed low lights do very much happen, but it's hard to really blame him for that one. Drawnonward with the early bug so mashed up in all the people that it was almost impossible to see. And then playing pretty passively throughout the rest of it. It's very understandable that he took the low light. Just a little bit unfortunate for Magician. As he steps in to the spiral, once again on new high rise. It's 8 to 9 at this point in Drawnonward's favor. Let's see if Magician can tie things up. So starting things off with a quick 51% on the flirt. Very solid start. Not the best position in conversation. He's a little bit squished in there. Is offered a drink. Might go for a purloin here. Opts not to. Actually, no, it wasn't even him that Toby was offering the drink to. That was Alice. Stepping in to statues here for the fingerprint. I don't think he's going to go for the swap, but it's very possible. It's being guarded pretty closely, though, so does not seem like something that Magician would likely do. It does pick up a highlight. Oh no, a couple of big pathing errors coming out of Magician there. Does the shot come off? It does indeed. And suddenly Drawnonward on what I suppose amounts to match point. So that's a thing. It's 10 to 8. Drawn on the spy. Magician on the sniper. Here we go. This could be... Well, this could mean that Drawn won more games than Magician did. Remember, this is a casual set. Oh, the big white swap on the shot coming off! So, Drawnonward not able to get that done in time, and Magician now with a chance to come away from things tied up at 10. As he steps into the spiral, drawn on the sniper. Final game of the evening, and away we go. How does Magician play this? He's not starting at books, that's for damn sure. Actively walked away from that one. Picking up a nice walking bug on his way through. So much cover, it was almost impossible to see there. Very nice bug to start things off for Magician. Bugs are going to be very powerful for a while, until people get really used to the character's specific bugging animations. Not the best positioning, again, a tad squished, but able to pick up a nice 34% flirt. Doesn't look too bad from the sniper side. This is a pretty solid start coming out of Magician here. One of the things he has to do is really keep a hawk's eye on the Ambassador, see where he can pick up fingerprints. Ambassador does indeed take a drink, so he's going to grab one for the fingerprint right here. Able to pick up a timer flirt as well. Another white for 68%. Picks up the fingerprint as well. 2 minutes left to play. This is looking pretty good for Magician. The big low light coming out of Drawnonward. That is going to be a huge problem for him. It doesn't make this game unwinnable, but Magician almost has to make some sort of grievous pathing error for it to wind up working out for him. Minute and 15 left to play. Magician stepping in for his final flirt. Misses the pad! Misses the pad! He's playing it very cool. Winds up stepping away. That was exactly how Magician had to play that, especially because he was low lit. He looked like he was close enough to being in conversation that he could get away with it for a moment. He just had to make sure Drawnonward didn't pay too much attention to him, which is why he stepped away so quickly. But suddenly things are looking a little bit more dangerous, so Magician goes for the time ad, and this is one of the things that can get a low light shot, but it was a green test, and I don't think Drawnonward was paying attention to it. Magician very nearly given this game away a couple of times here. But he's managed to make it work. Not able to get the flirt off at the bookcase. Seduction target not being helpful. Stepping away to see if he can get it done at the window. Does indeed. Finally finishing up this flirtation. Another really bad conversation entry. If he wasn't low lit, I think he may have been dead by now. But all he has to do now is step into that statue. I don't think that's is that the statue that's hot? I thought it was the other one. It looks like he picked up the wrong statue. Gonna have to step over. He does just that. And this should be the statue that's hot. 20 seconds left to play. This is going to work just fine. Magician making a lot of mistakes in the latter half of that game. By that point, he was already low lit. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're all tied up at 10 to finish off the evening. Big thanks to both Magician and Drawnonward for playing that set, because it was fun. Thanks a ton for uploading it, because if sets don't get uploaded, I don't have anything to cast, and I love casting. So thanks a ton once again for uploading those games, and for everybody who came out to watch tonight. Things to say before I go. Once again, the show, which you guys probably know because you're here, is now starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern instead of 8 o'clock as a regular thing. We're doing Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays now. I have a new artisticness for the show. Anything else I want to say? I don't think there is. Yeah, it's going to be about it for me. So until next time, this is Toboshi. signing off.